radio. Are we live?
Yeah.
We're live on Facebook.
We are.
We're about to be live on the air. Look out.
0731. Again, to join the show, call 205-723-0731. Or you can message us on the Catfish Tuscaloosa app. Now, live, Lisa Jones and Johnny Aycock.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Noon Show with Lisa and Johnny. We are coming to you live and streaming everywhere. The Noon Show airs Monday through Friday from noon until 1 o'clock Central Time. Each day, we bring you engaging conversations, fresh perspectives, and stories that connect us all. Johnny and I would like to invite you to join us along with today's show guest, Dr. Andrew Maxey, who is the Director of Strategic Initiatives for Tuscaloosa City Schools. So, for today's conversation, pull up a chair, sit back, and relax. And now, without further ado, here's Johnny.
And a big happy new year to everybody.
And a happy Epiphany to everybody.
That's right. It is Epiphany. Today
Yeah.
is exactly that. It's Epiphany.
It is Epiphany. Epiphany, just so you know, comes from a Greek word meaning manifestation or revealing. In Christian theology, Epiphany celebrates the moment when God's salvation is revealed to the world through Jesus Christ, not just to Israel, but to all people.
That's right. And it's an annual event celebrated by Christians truly all over the world. It's it's sometimes overlooked, I think.
Yeah, I for sure leave my Christmas tree up until Epiphany.
Today is take your Christmas tree down day.
Because it's Epiphany. Today is Epiphany,
That's
right?
So a lot of things it's interesting how everything kind of connects to each other. It's just really cool. But we've got an interesting show today.
We do.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about a brand new initiative. Matter of fact, I think it's just started
Hot
today.
off the presses, yeah.
Applications are open today.
That's
for
right.
a new virtual learning program at the Tuscaloosa City Schools. So I'm anxious to hear about this. I'm glad Andrew was able to join us today.
Thank you so much.
And we appreciate that. But can I talk about one thing that's coming up that is kind of...
why don't you... Yeah, go ahead, Johnny Rocket.
But mainly because I'm participated in last year, and it really kind of moved me.
We talked about this yesterday. I know others who have, and they've been moved similarly.
Well,
yes.
We've been talking about the benefit concert that Harris McCullough and Friends are doing on behalf of One Mission Tuscaloosa,
right,
which is coming up on Saturday night, February the 7th, at the Bama, and we'll talk more about that also. But we now know that it's scheduled that night for a reason.
Oh, that's right.
Because
that's
that is
right.
a Saturday, and that Saturday, all day Saturday, which is February the 7th again,
Okay.
Homeless Connect is going to happen again in Tuscaloosa at First Baptist Church between 7 and 1 p.m.
Okay.
Now, what this is and what inspired me last year, I got a chance to participate, actually serve, kind of go through all the different parts of it. What this is, One Mission Tuscaloosa, which is a fantastic organization, by the way, they bring all the resources into one place for one day, so anyone who is homeless or in need can come and get served at one day. And I'm not talking about just food. I'm talking about dental care, medical care, haircuts, beauty salon treatments, anything that someone who is homeless or someone who doesn't have the means, in one day they can all gather and get served by volunteers. And there are hundreds and hundreds of trained volunteers that do this. And I had a chance to go last year and watch, and I'm telling you what, it was a beautiful thing to watch our community take care of each other. It's what One Mission Tuscaloosa is all about. So
isn't that hosted by a different like church every year?
It used to be at First Methodist, and then I think it outgrew.
I knew it. Yeah.
It outgrew the space, and it moved across the street to First Baptist, which has more space.
Hey, more?
Oh yeah, a ton more. Dunmore.
Floss just looked at me like, yeah, duh.
Well, 3 buildings available in that
That's
4
true.
block area. But it's and they use all the space too. You can even get, matter of fact, I went in and watched as individuals who were homeless, they had nobody, were getting legal advice. They've got
Oh my
someone
gosh.
there to help in just about any aspect of life. And you can take a bag of groceries home with you. You can get pharmaceutical needs met. It's really a marvelous service. And it is folks were lined up around the block.
Wow.
And it was quite an inspiring time to watch the volunteer. And volunteers are doing one-on-one with those who are being served.
I know people who have volunteered, and they were just amazed by the whole
It's
thing.
very moving. And so kudos
Very
to One Mission
fulfilling for the people
Tuscaloosa.
helping too.
One Mission Tuscaloosa is a wonderful organization. They probably don't toot their horn enough, but
Okay.
they do some marvelous work throughout our county, and they pull a lot of churches together for one purpose, and that's to serve.
Oh, so they're dot connectors, is what you're saying?
Oh yeah, big time,
Okay.
big time. And so make a note of this, February the 7th, Homeless Connect, One Mission Tuscaloosa. Now, if you would like to volunteer, which they are looking for volunteers and service providers right now. So registration's open to do that. You've got to register to be a volunteer or provide a service. You go to One Mission TC, Tuscaloosa County, obviously.
Oh, okay.
OneMissionTC.com, or you can go to the One Mission Facebook page, and there's a QR code that you can scan and you can register that way. But you have to register to be a volunteer, and check with your local church to see if they are involved also. That's an important thing to do. Check with your church to see if they're involved in this one-day effort. So, and then that night,
The
Go-
benefit concert for
go
One
celebrate.
Mission. That's right. The Harrison McCullough and Friends Live, and they're
Yeah.
actually Harrison McCullough is coming on the show
Yes.
on January 30th to talk about this
That's
event
right.
that's coming
Matter
up.
of fact, Sadie McLean, who is a fantastic young singer,
Uh-huh.
has visited our show before and sang. So maybe we can reach
And-
out
well-
to her again.
Well, Ashton Akins, I actually remember her from American Christian Academy.
Yeah.
She was graduated a year ahead of my daughter. She's a very, very talented. They've also got Jimmy Heish. Let me try to get Jimmy Heish, Andrew Harbison, Craig Edwards, Michael Robinson, and Gene Fall. So let me tell you where you can get your tickets for this event. Go to BamaTheater.com. That's BAMATHEATRE.com. And again, that event, which of course is a fundraiser for Tuscaloosa One Mission, One Mission Tuscaloosa
Mhm.
County. Sorry. Okay. This is also is February 7th from 6 to 9. And then the other event that morning is what
Starts
time?
at 7 o'clock,
It's like 7 to 10 or
7 to 1, 1 in the afternoon.
Okay.
And this is kind of the culmination with a big celebration at the Bama.
That's perfect.
That's going to be a great day.
You know, and I just randomly met, shout out, his name is Mike Hamner, who happens to be
Mhm.
Harrison McCullough's father.
Yeah.
Told him I got a radio show, and he's like, here, we want to promote this. Okay.
Well, it worked out beautiful because this is a full day, a really important day as
It
Tuscaloosa
is.
comes together to take care of their own. And
I love it.
I love the concept. And again,
I didn't understand the concept really fully until just
they
now.
were really
How it's all
kind.
connected.
We had One Mission on, and last year
Yeah.
they invited, why don't you come over and we'll tour you and show you behind the scenes how all this works. It's a well-organized day. I mean,
Okay.
it's beautifully organized. They've got it set up so easy. No one's embarrassed. Everybody's got a one-on-one person to work with them. It's a really inspiring day. So, folks, if you want to get involved in something that's really meaningful, let's help our folks at One Mission Tuscaloosa County with Homeless Connect, and then all together go to the Bama that night and celebrate.
I love that.
Great day. Great
What
day.
a great
It's going to be
idea.
fun.
Yeah. We also have another event coming up locally. Speaking of music, Matt Jones is coming to
our
the
good
sanctuary.
friend Matt
I
Jones.
say you're a big fan of Matt Jones,
I am.
aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's this Wednesday night from 6 to 9 o'clock.
At the sanctuary. And Matt, if you don't know, Matt is so involved. He's, I think, the operations director, manager over at the Tuscaloosa Amphitheater,
That's right.
Mercedes-Benz Amphitheater. And Matt does a lot of stuff to help us all be entertained on a regular basis. But Matt's a wonderful songwriter, singer, and puts on a great show.
I loved him coming on the show,
I
and
loved his songs.
we heard a couple of his original songs, and he played acoustic guitar, and he played us out. And I'm thinking, we got to get more music on this live music on the show. We're going to start working on that.
If you're a musician out there,
reach out. Reach out. We want Unplugged Fridays.
That's right.
You know, if we have to start with every other Friday or once a month Friday, so be it, and then we'll build. We'll build.
And if you want to do that, go to thenoonshow.com. There's a place where you can make contact and put a little comment and just shoot it to us. We'll see if that will. Or you just simply go to our Facebook page, the Noon Show Facebook page, and let us know through that venue also.
Yeah, can I say one other quick thing? This is not community related at all. So I wanted to tell everybody, dementia risk rises if you don't get off your butte until the afternoon. Scientists now think our chances of getting dementia are way higher if we don't get off our buttes early enough in the day. They found that people who slept in or sat around all morning and who didn't reach their peak in physical and mental activity until later in the afternoon were 2.5 times more likely. This is not very nice. I don't like how they put it. We'll just say to develop dementia compared to early birds. They think it has something to do with an out of whack body clock that keeps us from sleeping when we should, which eventually messes with our memory. One comment about that out of whack body clock. Back in the old days, think about before electricity. I remember those days, just kidding. But really, like you think about, I can remember my grandma in particular, born in the early 1900s. She said, I can just remember when we had that light bulb, you know, pushing against the darkness. And that's where it all started, electric light.
Yeah.
And you just naturally stay up later, and it snowballs with more electrified things like TVs, radios, all that kind of stuff. Tells me we ought to be going to bed at dark. Do I go to bed at dark? Why, heck to the no.
Well, it's all part of an agricultural society. And when Tommy Edison and I were talking.
Stop it.
Tommy and I were friends. And I remember when he had that idea and says, I've got an idea for something. I'm going to call the light bulb. And I said, say what?
Did you caution him a little bit about that?
I said, be careful now.
Risk to health.
You know, if you're going to do that, let me know, because I've got a business I want to start selling light bulbs. Anyway, so Tommy Edison, but I don't have that problem. I'm up at 6 whether alarm goes off or not. So I'm thankful I'm up in the morning. I'm always thankful.
I'm earlier than I used to be, but I could stand to do a lot better. I don't mind telling you.
Well, I'm a 5:30, 6 o'clock guy.
The problem is when you have FOMO and it's evening and people are putting things out on your social media, and oh my gosh, it just snowballs.
But you know,
let's get prepared for tomorrow.
You know, when the sun goes down, I head to bed. You know, that's the way it is.
Well, that's the smart thing to do. That's the smart thing to do.
I'm a 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock kind of guy.
Yeah.
But that's just the way it is. And talking about time, we're already at break time.
We are already at break time.
How do we do that so quick?
I don't know. I'm kind of amazed. It's like magic, right?
Welcome, everybody. Stay tuned for this. It's going to be a great show.
It's going to be a great show. You've been listening to The Noon Show on FM 100.1. Don't go away. We will be right back. Okay. So if you would come around, I'll be on camera too. I hope that's okay.
Sure.
With a chair, without a chair, however you're comfortable. We'll come back. He'll with commercial, and then we'll segue to you. And I'm going to do yesterday's logo commercial because I've got 3 gentlemen in the studio today. Let me look that up.
Did we do logos? We did it yesterday.
Yeah, because I came up, I was inspired like when it was just me, you,
that's right,
and Stephen Deathridge.
That's right.
So, but do you want me to do logo right after you do like this segment, or do you want me to wait to another segment?
Whatever you feel like.
Okay, if I find a natural segue, I'll take it. If not, we'll just. Was there something brought? Did you bring something? Lost the road?
Yeah. She went down there when.
Right there.
Yeah.
In front of me. Thank you. Hey, look. 2 puppies. Some of this is like. I like her.
She seems very. I like the idea that she's experienced. She's got radio background.
Wait.
She's worked with David before.
Oh, I see what I just did. Okay. Sorry. Oh, she's worked specifically with David before? Is that what you said? Oh, that's cool.
That's going to help.
Is there something? I'm sorry. Is there something you'd like to specifically highlight right away for this new initiative, or just fire away questions, or do we have questions?
Yeah, ask a question.
It'll be an organic conversation.
Okay, let's just start. How did
Yeah.
this happen?
Mm-hmm.
Here's Lisa and Johnny.
Welcome back to the Noon Show right here.
Yeah, welcome back.
100.1. Happy New Year, everyone. And,
Happy New Year.
you know, we were looking a while ago is how long do you get to say Happy New Year?
That's right. Till about the third week of January.
That's okay.
Because then you're behind
Okay.
the 8 ball. You're like, you're kind of late on that, aren't you?
But today,
Why don't you say this to me sooner?
yeah,
That's the vibe.
today is Take Your Christmas Tree Day.
Yes,
Wow.
because it's Epiphany.
Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm having a choke up.
Goodness.
But anyway, we're so glad you're with us. Thank you for being part of the Noon Show gang and being such an encouraging audience. And thank you for sharing the Noon Show with your friends. And we encourage you to do that. Go to our Facebook page and like us and follow us and check us out. And we would love to hear from you. But we also love our wonderful sponsors. I was over at our friends today at Bryant Bank. I stopped by this morning to visit some friends. And, you know, I'm always, you know, I know we talk about them and they're our sponsors. So, you know, we're talking about their services, but I'm always amazed no matter when I go in there, someone says, "Hey, Johnny," or
Right.
Mr. Johnny sometimes, but whether it's someone over at the teller window, it could be someone sitting behind a desk. They're just always so friendly. And
Yeah.
they truly treat you like family over there. And, you know, that's because Bryant Bank was formed as a family organization,
That's right.
a community-based organization, a very civic-directed organization, and they show it in everything they do. And I so appreciate Bryant Bank, and we've talked about this very, very often also, that they do so much for the community. I mean, there's not a banker at Bryant Bank that's not involved in something.
Right.
And they're so civically inclined to help and support and even fund a lot of nonprofits. And so we appreciate that, but they also a wonderful partner for each of us individually, because they can work with us to help us meet our financial goals and financial needs and have a very prosperous 2026. So if you're not a customer, it's very easy to go by and drop in. That's all you got to do is drop in. Their main headquarters, and they are community-based, by the way, McFarland Boulevard North.
Yeah.
Or they're very accessible in Northport, up around North River, and in beautiful downtown T-Town. And Lisa and I encourage you to go by and visit them. Tell them Lisa and Johnny sent you. You might even get a lollipop if you're real nice. That's possible. But remember, they're great folks. They love to work with each one of us. And they're an equal housing lender and a member of
FDIC.
Go see our friends at Bryant Bank today.
Yeah, and tell them that Lisa and Johnny sent you. And I also want to put in a future plug for Bryant Bank's tailgate celebration for next year, because I have these fond memories of, you know, we did a live remote there, and the CFO of Bryant Bank is out there helping me work it was a rapid fire cornhole contest.
Yeah,
Several of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think about that. Talk about family oriented and fun and all the things. I love Bryant Bank.
Well, that's one thing that they were built on. They're family owned and family oriented, and it just kind of oozes through everything they do. They treat you truly like family. They're wonderful.
They do. And speaking of family owned and family oriented, shout out to Misty and Lee Garrison, owners
Absolutely.
of Blogo Salon and Med Spa. I've got
Absolutely.
3 gentlemen in the studio, and then it's just me and Floss the Boss who are a little outnumbered. So I'm going to put in a little pitch for
A little unusual.
the guys. So guys, you can level up your look at Blogo Salon and Med Spa. From expert haircuts and beard trims to brow grooming, skincare treatments, and relaxing facials, they've got you covered. Feel confident, refreshed, and ready for anything.
Wow.
Book your appointment at Blogo Salon and Med Spa
Lord
today.
knows they would have a challenge for me, wouldn't they?
I think it'd be great, Johnny Rocket.
But it also
Hey.
to our guys out there, remember, it's a great place to go to take care of your lady.
Hey, yeah, go in there, get your beard
Get your
trim
gift card.
or whatever, you know, the relaxing facial.
Yeah.
Get a gift card for your lady. I mean,
Absolutely.
It's a win-win. You know what a fan I am of the win-win.
Win, win, win.
That's right. Okay, guys, in case you are just now joining us, we are joined in the Noon Show studio by Dr. Andrew Maxey. He is the Director of Strategic Initiatives for the Tuscaloosa City Schools. Welcome to the Noon Show studio, Dr. Maxey.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a
Hey,
pleasure to
Drew.
be here.
Glad
Yeah.
to see you back, coming kind of at short notice,
It's a great opportunity to be here.
but our timing was perfect.
The timing was perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause
I think it was meant to be.
registration
Yes.
opens today, I believe, or yesterday.
Open on Monday,
On Monday.
which is yesterday.
It is.
I have to
Well,
remind
forgot.
myself.
I keep
Monday
trying to
was
remember
just
what day it
yesterday. Are
is.
you
Well,
kidding?
let's give ourselves
I'm still
credit.
readjusting from the holidays, okay?
This is the new TCS virtual program,
Right.
which sounds
Yeah.
really unique.
Right.
So what is this?
Yeah,
So-
what is it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's unique in Tuscaloosa City, but actually a lot of our peers around the state and around the country are ahead of us on this a little bit, in that we've noticed that virtual learning, online learning, has really become part of the reality for high school students. We already have a lot of students that are taking dual enrollment classes with the University of Alabama.
Okay.
Sometimes
Okay.
those are online.
All right.
We do some online learning for our students already. Of course, everyone remembers when we all did online learning. I just do want to be clear, that's not what we're talking about. That model that we did a few years ago is really not what we're referring to.
Okay, good.
But we
Honestly,
we
yeah.
have been here before, and there are some students for whom in-person learning presents some challenges for them, or they have life circumstances. For example, we have students that travel, we've had kids get on a Broadway show or something like that happen,
Okay.
where instead of requiring them to unenroll from school while they're away, we can serve them virtually. So it's not for everybody.
That's a good answer for
It's not
this
for
program.
everybody.
That's a really good answer for this
Right.
program. I can see that. I was thinking,
Sure.
what if you're a competitive Olympic, you know
There
what I
you
mean?
go.
Like, athlete. Those are the kinds of people who definitely legitimately
Right.
need this program and have what it takes to
Absolutely.
be successful
Absolutely.
with it.
Yeah, we do want to be clear that many students, and I'm the father of teenagers, many students do not have what it takes to focus, be self-directed, to really take advantage of a virtual learning. They really need to be in the building with adults and with their peers. But some of our students would really thrive in an opportunity like this. And we want
Structure,
to make
yeah.
sure that students who need this have it available to them.
I like
I'm
it.
going to ask a question that I hope it's not taken wrong. But first glance, is this or is this not virtual homeschooling?
So that's a difficult question to answer, because your body won't be with us in the building every day.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably you will be at home.
So it's,
But remember, the other students we've talked about,
yeah.
they may not be at home.
Yeah.
They may be in another city. They may be somewhere else on
Right.
any given day.
Right.
The other thing that this provides the flexibility for is we will not always have live virtual instruction. Some of the learning will be asynchronous. So teachers put the assignments in our
Oh,
online learning program.
yeah.
So you can imagine, not a lot, but some students who may, for example, have a job or have life obligations that are different. So maybe I'm doing my assignments at 10 o'clock at night when
Mhm.
you're doing yours at 7 in the morning,
Right.
right? So we aren't necessarily attending class or
Mhm.
attending to our classwork at the same time,
Okay.
but we're doing it at the same pace, more or less, right?
Okay.
So that flexibility of when in the day you do your work
Mhm.
is going to be provided for these students, which is just not possible when kids are in the building and there's a class period for math.
Right. Right.
You know, so it's
Right.
more flexible.
And I see where there's only a limited number of spots for
That's
the
right.
people to participate.
That's right.
So it looks like you will be taking applicants on a case by case
That's right.
basis and vetting out the situation and making sure it is right for them.
That's exactly right.
That's a great question. And follow up to that is, what are the qualifications? I mean, they've got to be
It may vary,
pretty,
sounds like,
pretty
yeah.
framed up, pretty rigid, I would think.
That's right. So there are some requirements that are very fixed. You have to reside within the city schools zone.
Okay.
So you have to live in Tuscaloosa. You have to be a high school student. So students who are
Ninth,
currently
9th through 12th grade.
9th through 12th grade
Yeah.
next year. So
Next
current 8th graders can apply
Okay, this is
for next year.
Gotcha. Okay,
Right?
gotcha. All right.
You also have to be in good academic standing. And that
Very
basically
important, I can
means
see that,
you're
yeah.
on track to graduate.
Okay.
So there's still enough runway left for you to get the credits you need to graduate from high school. What we don't want to do is say, if you've had any stumbles, we're going to eliminate you. That's not the case. But we
Yeah.
also don't want students who really need that intensive in-person support to be part of this program, and then we lose them in the process. So yes,
Right.
there are very specific requirements that we have, and we'll be vetting those students one at a time as those applications come in.
I have one specific vetting question. And maybe this is an awful question. If it is, I apologize. But when I was reading about this initiative, what about students who may be in extreme bullying situations? Is that something that's going to be maybe looked at and entertained to
Yeah.
give them some kind of relief?
Yeah, so I want to answer that in two ways. Number one, we do take that very seriously within the district already. We were just talking today about improving the way we communicate how to report that to families and students, and that is
Sticky.
for it. Absolutely,
Very sticky, yeah.
But having said that, we do acknowledge there are students who have lots of reasons for believing that in-person learning is not best for them. So we do need to acknowledge that bullying and other issues similar to that sometimes lead students and their parents to the conclusion that in-person is not working for them.
Okay.
And another follow-up question would be, if I understand the news release and the information y'all provided us, just because you're doing virtual learning will not eliminate the opportunity for extracurricular athletics. So there is,
That's right.
that opportunity doesn't go away.
That's
It's because
correct.
you're virtually.
That is correct. So students who participate in the virtual program will still graduate from their zone school. They will still be allowed to, for example, try out for athletic teams. You're of course not guaranteed to be on the team, but you're not prohibited. Our Career and Technical Center, TCTA, you are allowed to request to attend those classes. We're not going to entertain requests to attend in-person classes at your home school, because those type of classes will be provided. But you can't do welding virtually. So if you want to do welding, we will allow you to go to TCTA, right? So those type of classes that are so specialized that they must be done in person, we'll make accommodations for that.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think it's about time for us to get a
Yeah,
break.
let's do
John.
that, because
Yeah.
this is really, really
This is-
intriguing to me and very
It
interesting.
is. And I would like to throw out the first question for the next segment
You
as
got
we
it, girl.
segue to break. So I would like to know, in the case where you have someone who, say, has a Broadway play or some grand opportunity, they become an influencer, but it's just for a short time. Are you all going to evaluate that and put some kind of end stop on it? Well, okay, but then you come back, kind of a thing. Make it more of a hybrid kind of opportunity. We'll get the answer to that question when we come back from break. You've been listening to The Noon Show on FM 100.1. Don't go away. We will be right back.
I had the same question. Just, well, I'm going to ask it differently, but the same question.
I just got it.
No, it makes sense. Can you move in and out?
Well, yeah, because, and also I'm wondering too, I heard you say, it almost sounded, and I may have misheard you. It's almost like you have a little bit of a hybrid going on right now. Is that not right or no?
Right now, what we have is for essentially emergencies. That bullying you talked about,
Ugh, that
sometimes
kills me to think
we
about that, yeah.
we'll take that, and if it's true, we'll consider. Right now,
You have to for the mental health of the child. You have to.
mostly we reserve it for high school seniors now, but for all other grade levels, including middle school,
For the bullying part?
not
Or
just
you mean-
bullying, but any like extraordinary circumstance. Like it's a real high bar to clear, but if you clear the bar, we'll let you do virtual school. You know, even if you're not a senior now, it's really for all of high school, where it's expanding the grades where we're more willing to let you do it.
Can I make one comment? But Dr. Maxey, middle school, 6th grade,
Yeah.
bullying.
Right,
Before they find their posse,
right.
7th grade and up, they're in their extracurricular activities.
Yeah,
They
Tough-
have
tough age.
support.
yeah. Well, I was a middle school principal, so I do know what you're talking about. It's real.
Anyway,
It's real.
It's just something to think about. I know you're in it. You've been in it. You know a lot more in your pinky finger than I do in my entire body. But I just middle school.
Tough.
I mean, specifically right before they get their posse, getting the extracurricular activities, blah, 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 blah. And then things usually get better. They've got people, they have a posse, people to have their back,
Well,
right?
and so here's the deep, if you want to get nerdy about it, there's a real break point of brain development at about that age. And for most kids, it hits about when they're in 7th grade.
What do you mean by that?
So a lot of the issues that we observe in middle school are directly tied to human brain development. Like, you've gotten smarter, you can talk like an adult, but your decision making hasn't caught up to that. So you're bad at decision making.
We'll have to have him back on and talk about that. 'Cause I know this is not about this is not what the show's about today, unless we have time later. That's fascinating. Like, our brains are not fully formed usually until the age of 25, right?
Correct.
Welcome back to the Noon
Yeah,
Show.
welcome back.
FM 100.1. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for being part of the Noon Show family. We appreciate you, and we thank you for all your support and encouragement and your listenership. How's that for a cool word?
I like it.
Listenership.
I
But
like that
anyway,
word.
we also appreciate those wonderful, wonderful sponsors that we have, and we have some good ones. And if you're wanting to put a smile on somebody's face today or
Had a
this
feeling.
week
I
or
had a
next
feeling.
month, maybe it's a special occasion, maybe it's just because you want to say,
Well,
I love you, I appreciate you, or maybe I'm sorry. Well, we know where to go.
it's not my favorite store in town, is it?
It's my favorite store in town. I know that. And
It's definitely my
I
favorite store in
know.
town. What you talking about?
Hudson Pool,
Yeah.
fine jewelers in beautiful downtown T-Town, 1111 Greensboro Avenue, where they've got a family-oriented business, a community-oriented business, and
Yes.
the best retail business anywhere.
No
And
doubt.
year to year, they're named as the best jeweler in the whole region. I think they're the best in the world. But they have the perfect gift for every occasion, or if you just want to put a smile on somebody's face. And what a wonderful, professional, informed, courteous, friendly, smiling staff they've got.
They were almost too accommodating to me on Christmas Eve.
They were very-
But I'm not going to fault them for it.
They're very good. They're very good to all of us. And folks, if you're looking for that perfect gift for that special occasion or that special person, you just want to make them happy, go by and
Yeah.
visit our good friends right downtown Tuscaloosa at 1111 Greensboro Avenue, Hudson Pool Fine Jewelers. Or if you're one of our out-of-town guests or you're one of those online kind of shoppers, go to hudsonpool.com where you find the exact same thing. Wonderful merchandise, marvelous service, and the best gift wrapping in the world.
No doubt.
And so go see our friends today at Hudson Pool. Tell them Lisa and Johnny sent you. And hey, they'll help you put a smile on somebody's face today.
They will. Okay, we are still joined by Dr. Andrew Maxey. He's the Director of Strategic Initiatives for Tuscaloosa City Schools. And I was wanting him to give an answer to that question. I'll remind everyone it was not articulated very well, but you kind of get what I'm saying. So say there's a student and they need to be virtual for a short time. They've got a Broadway play. They're an Olympic athlete, but they're going to be back legitimately a considerable amount of time before the academic year is over with. Do you have stops on the time they're going to be gone and say, look, you need to come back and join us for the structure, whatever your reasons are? All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
What say you? Yeah.
So for the virtual program that we're launching this next year,
Okay.
admission to the program only happens once a year in line with our specialty schools. So the application window is open now. So we're taking applications for this next school year.
It's open now.
It's open now.
Until how long?
Until the end of January, right? So
Gracious.
right. So
Oh,
now is the time to apply if you're
Ooh.
interested.
Good
So if I understand, you cannot move in and out of it.
You can't move in and out. The moving out bit is we do intend to gauge students' progress really carefully, and we may allow students to move out at the end of the semester to
Okay.
return to their home school. What we don't want to do is have students stuck in a situation that's not working for them
Yeah,
academically.
great.
So it's not a one-way street, but what we're not going to do
Okay.
is it's not going to be rolling enrollment.
Okay.
It's going to be
Okay.
structured enrollment.
So this is if you're going to apply for this,
This
it's a
is the
commitment.
time. That's
It's a
right.
commitment.
That's right.
And that leads me to the next question.
Sure.
What is the role of the parent in this? Because I can understand the virtual learning, but I also understand high school students may not have the discipline
You're
unless the parents are there. So what is the role of the parent and how does that go into deciding who is accepted?
That's a really good question. And one of the questions we actually ask applicants, and by the way, the application is for parents to complete, not for students to complete.
Okay. Okay.
So students don't apply, parents apply on behalf of their students. And some of the questions we ask parents are things like, do you have a place for your student to dedicate to their studies when they're at home or wherever they're going to be? How does your student do with self-directedness? Do they make good decisions on their own? Are they going to choose to do their work? Is that who your kid is? And we want our parents to really think about some of these questions about, is this a good fit for my child? So there may be some folks who aren't very satisfied with what's happening in person, but that doesn't necessarily mean that this virtual option is the best option for them. So we do want parents to be very thoughtful about this before they make a decision to apply.
I would think there's got to be a parent at home. I just can't imagine a student by themselves without a parent at home.
During the day, you mean or
Unless there's some kind of scheduling way to do this. As you mentioned, you could do it.
or maybe they could do it at night or something like that.
Right. It
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily have to be done during the day.
Because I think the
I
parents,
get what you're saying, John.
parents' commitment
Yeah.
is as important, if not more important, to the student.
Very much agree with that.
Oh, yeah, but I'm worried about the impact on the teachers. So how are they
Yeah.
going to balance, the everyday demands of live instruction and the asynchronous coursework to make sure that those students who they're not going to fall behind?
Yeah, I
For
love that
virtual.
question. It's a really great question. Unlike some of our peers, we're not going to outsource this. There are others who contract with organizations to do virtual school for them.
Oh, I did not know that.
We're not doing that. These are going to be employees of Tuscaloosa City Schools that teach our students, and these teachers will be full-time virtual. So we're going to have a small faculty of teachers that only teach virtual schools.
I like the
So
answer to
your
that question. Because I was
that's
concerned
how.
that individual teachers would just have more workload, and you say no, that's not how that's
No,
going to happen.
no. So they will
Good.
still, it'll still be a load for them to manage,
Of course.
but they will only be serving virtual students.
Okay,
So they will be preparing lessons.
but
that
that's
they
their
assign students.
job.
That's their whole
that's
job.
their job.
Okay.
Okay, good.
As a follow-up to that,
Yes,
though,
sir.
you've got dedicated teachers for the virtual learning, but the online in-classroom teachers have got to also be up to speed on some of this. They've got to be part of this somehow, I would think.
They're the same people.
They're the same
So
folks.
the teachers are designing this instruction
Okay.
that's online. And
Okay.
we have a learning management system, a portal basically, which all of our teachers and students are already using.
I
So it's
got
not
you.
a new program.
Okay,
So
Okay.
Schoology, for those of you who are already in school,
Yeah.
where we give assignments.
help
Okay.
me understand. Let's say we've got the virtual teachers at work with students, virtual learning, and then we've got our teachers in the classroom.
Right.
Is there still a connection between virtual learning and the classroom?
No, so academically, no. So what we have planned is this small group of teachers would be together with each other. So we have 3 neighborhood high schools. This would serve students from all of those zones, but this group of one group of teachers is serving virtual students from all around town. So one small virtual faculty serving students from all around. So it's not a school.
It's
a
not
program,
school. Oh,
but it's its own
okay.
program that serves
Okay,
kids
okay,
from
okay.
all over
Right.
town.
As far as
Okay.
in the virtual faculty will
Right.
also be doing not only the teaching and the evaluation, I
Right.
would assume, and the grading also.
All of that.
All of it
All of that.
in one package.
Okay, all in one package.
That's
And
interesting.
another
That's good to know.
feature is we'll have a place for them to be, and we've not announced that yet. But we're going to have a place for the teachers to have their home base, basically. And every week we'll have in-person, on-campus tutoring available for students. So we're going to do it mostly virtual, but if I'm struggling in math, then there will be a time, let's say on Tuesday morning at 10, that's my time to come in and let my teacher sit with me and help me with my math.
Okay.
Right, so it will be virtual, but that doesn't mean no face-to-face interaction at all.
Will there be, let's take math for example. You've got a 11th grade math class going on. Is it individual or is the virtual teacher taking a class of kids at the same time?
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
It's a great question. So what we will have is the teacher will be providing video, so live instruction for all students that are in 11th grade math. But remember, there will be some flexibility where if my circumstance doesn't allow me to log into that live class, I can watch the class later because it will be recorded and will be provided for the students. And then the assignments that my teacher gives the whole class, I can do my assignments midday while you're doing them in the evening, right? So when I do my assignments can vary when I quote unquote, so it's a whole different way of thinking about what class is.
So if I'm a student watching the live instruction, is this interactive from the
Yeah.
student's point of view?
When
I
it's
think-
live, absolutely, yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, so they can ask.
Yeah, I
like
was
they do in the
thinking,
classroom.
yeah, it needs to be spent. The other thing in terms of interactive, will the students that are virtual students have a chance to ever get together?
Yes. So
How would that work?
So because of the nature of this program, we do intend for these types of things to be optional, but we do really understand that that is an important part of the high school experience.
Sure.
So of course, we've mentioned earlier, extra and co-curricular on your home campus. But yes, we also have in mind to provide opportunities for interactions between the students in the virtual school for social reasons.
Yeah, this is more of a negative way of asking a similar question, but I'm sure you have, are you any concerns about a virtual student getting isolated?
Yes, absolutely. And we know the research on that, which is extensive. We have safeguards in place. Johnny, this is probably a phrase you made up, but kids this day talk about ghosting people, where you just ignore them. If a student just doesn't log in to do their work, doesn't attend class virtually or any other way, that's a real red flag for us,
Okay.
that they have just disengaged. That's the same as not coming to school. That's the
Sure.
same as being absent. And then we have processes in place for reaching out and re-engaging them.
Well, and that goes back to that parent.
Absolutely.
Speaking of not coming to school, what are the rules on truancy these days?
That is still an issue, and the city schools has a process in place that now holds parents accountable, and truancy court is still a thing.
What are the age guidelines on that?
As far as when you're allowed to stop school,
Right. I'm just not up to date on that.
So
anymore.
those ages, I don't think have changed in a while. You still have to. I think it's still
16?
16.
Okay. So that wouldn't apply to the upperclassmen anyway. Okay.
Right.
Well, it might
Yeah,
not.
sort of.
But
Depends.
it's I'm listening and I find this very unique, very creative. But I've got to admit I'm a little bit concerned, and I would really be pushing hard on the parental commitment. I just think without the parents' full buy-in and full engagement, I would be a little concerned. And I know you guys have already looked at those kind of things, but
Yeah, I like that. I like your concerns, but I would also like to add to that what I really like about this program, what I can kind of see, that some phenom child has this incredible opportunity. They're already motivated. They've got the parental support like you're talking about, and they've got a full and rich social life. This is a tool, a very useful tool for them.
is.
And I'm so
Absolutely.
glad that this Tuscaloosa City Schools are offering this as an option
I agree.
in a very formatted, regulated way. We're going to talk more about that when we come back from break.
Yeah.
You've been listening to the Noon Show on
Absolutely.
FM 100.1. Don't go away. We will be right back.
Things happen, and they do.
I like it. Yeah. I mean,
now I feel the heat y'all were talking about.
It's warm.
wait, what?
Maybe you're grilling me.
take it
No,
down.
you take it off. Take it off.
Yeah. Can we raise that
Cost a
higher?
little bit more.
Yeah.
It must
I
be
mean, I'm
the
sorry. I got
figurative
sweater.
hot seat.
I
Yeah.
shouldn't have put a sweater on today either. I was thinking, oh, it's going to be cold up there. Oh,
So the truancy, do officers even think about it?
So we have this program
Thanks for
where
listening to the
parents and their children are required to come
Johnny Aycock
to a meeting with
100.1 or
like
online
police,
at
people from the police,
Tuscaloosa.
district
You can
folks.
call us live
It's
at 205
still pursuing it.
I didn't know if that was super old-fashioned version or what.
No, it's still a concern.
Yeah.
Here's Lisa and Johnny.
Welcome back to the Noon Show on FM 100.1.
Yeah, welcome
Thank you for
back.
engaging with us and being part of the Noon Show family. Thank you. And I hope you're enjoying. This is a really interesting conversation today of a brand new program.
Yeah, breaking news
Tuscaloosa
from the
City-
Noon Show studio.
Tuscaloosa City Schools, their new virtual program. And it's really fascinating. And we're going to get back to that conversation in just a second. But briefly, let me also tell you about another one of our great sponsors, and that's our good friend Ken DeWitt.
Yeah.
Ken is an absolutely wonderful business coach. He worked for Lisa and I, and he has done so much for so many small businesses, 10 employees to 250, somewhere in that range. And he works with the EOS system, which is the Entrepreneurial Operating System, which in plain English is a process for helping your business have traction to be more productive, more directed, more focused, and hopefully more profitable. And Ken has been successful with working with hundreds of businesses all over our community and our state, and he can do the same for you. So if you're looking for a way to move your business to new levels, to make more important decisions about your goals, your visions, and how you're going to increase that profit line, get in touch with Ken. He is absolutely marvelous at what he does. And you can go simply to eosworldwide.com/Ken-DeWitt. Go see our friend Ken DeWitt and see if he can't work with you. And I bet you'll be glad.
I think you will be, for
I know
sure.
he will be.
So Dr. Maxey, I can't help but wonder, have the administrators of this new initiative had even a chance, I know it's very new, to think about some kind of evaluation process for the success of this very new program that starts next year, in terms of potential long-term expansion beyond a targeted group of students?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So a lot of our peer districts have launched full virtual schools. And so we want to be clear, that's not what this is yet. If we see lots of success with this, and I'll just be real transparent about our internal conversations. If we discover we can do this well for our students, then we're open to considering making this a full school in the future. There are lots of districts around the state, and some of them have enormous virtual schools.
Virtual schools, I had no idea.
Yeah, it's really a large. There's a large market for it. There are a lot of kids around the state who are engaged in virtual schooling. My degree from the university is heavy emphasis in instructional technology, and there are several right ways to do this type of learning, but there are a lot of poor ways of doing it, and we really want to get this right, which is why we're making it a program this year, so that if we evaluate our progress, and that comes in how well the students do. Are they earning their credits? Are they performing well on outside measures like the ACT, like other standardized
There you
tests?
go.
If
Are
they
they
are thriving,
yeah.
then we can have confidence to say, all right, let's continue, let's do this. Let's maybe open the limits and allow a few more students to be part of this.
Are there a couple of models you've been really impressed with that maybe y'all are kind of benchmarking?
Kind of benchmarking, yeah.
Sure. So the county schools have a virtual school already and
really?
have for a couple of years.
Where have I been?
Oh
Oh my
it's
gosh.
fairly new for them.
Okay.
Eufaula City Schools have
Okay.
a large one.
Okay.
Baldwin County has.
Sure.
So their model is they have their own teachers. So our decision to have our own teachers do the work, and they have it's a school building. It's just a virtual school where the students can come for help, but then that's also where the virtual teachers work out of. So we've learned a lot from all of these folks about how they have done it so far. So we really have done our due diligence about seeing how this has been done other places.
That's great.
And
Right?
it's
Why
so neat.
reinvent the wheel, right?
Sure.
I guess everybody listening would probably have this question. Did this grow out of COVID? The time at COVID and where we had to forced to do certain things like this?
So virtual schooling has been around quite a bit longer than COVID.
Okay.
But my best guess is that the appetite for virtual school grew after COVID, because some of the things we've talked about, for all of the pitfalls of virtual learning, it does address some issues that are very important to some families. So for some families, if you solve my number one concern with school, I'll be okay with an average outcome in other areas.
Right. So the mindset is no longer school. It's not a one size fits all
That
approach.
is exactly it.
Yeah,
That's
it makes-
exactly it.
Makes sense.
Now, don't forget, we already have lots and lots of kids taking advantage of Elevate from the city to do dual enrollment.
Yeah.
Wait, what's Elevate?
So Elevate is
What
the
funds it?
city's funding
Dual enrollment?
for
No.
dual enrollment, and every kid that's in Tuscaloosa City Schools can take up to 4 dual enrollment classes for free. So that's been around for a while.
Ooh.
Now,
Yeah.
those don't have to be online, but some of them are.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
The
Okay.
state also provides, there's a program called Access, which is also online classes that students
Okay.
are allowed to take. Sometimes when you have a niche class, so for example, imagine yourself in a very small rural district and you have a kid that needs to take AP biology, but there's one kid in your whole district.
Yeah.
You can't hire a teacher to do that. So some of these courses are available that way.
Very well made point.
And so
Very
we
well
take
made
advantage of some of those
Mhm.
courses from time to time.
Better serving the
You
students.
mentioned
That's
Elevate.
right.
Elevate, of course, was created with the last sales tax to
That's right.
fund special initiatives. Dual enrollment is a good example. Pre-K is a good example,
Right.
Absolutely.
and it's worked.
Absolutely.
But does virtual learning change in any way the funding formula from the state?
So because those students continue to be the district's students, we are still funded by the state to serve
So
them.
the money follows the
The money
student,
follows the student.
no matter whether they're virtual or
Right.
not.
We do want to be transparent that if too many students come out of a school, the teacher units could shift from the home school to the virtual
school.
program. Right, so which is in part why we're capping the number this year, because we don't want to negatively impact any of our schools when we're getting our feet under ourselves.
And run it as a pilot program.
Right.
Test it
Yeah,
out.
that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, with the funding formulas, they're always up in the air anyway. But
Because
local, state,
yeah.
and federal funding, you
That's
don't
right.
want to incur any negatives
That's right.
out of that.
You don't want any negatives, and spoiler alert, and you know this, there will be kinks to work out.
Absolutely.
Even
Well-
if you have benchmarked against the best,
That's right.
there are going to be local
That's right.
issues, whatever.
That's
because
right.
quite frankly, you're working with people.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's what it is.
And I think that's a great
Mhm.
point for our audience to remember. We're going to have to be patient, work with our city schools to
Let 'em
make
work
this
it out.
work.
That's
You know,
right.
and that same point goes to, I guess it's become my biggest concern, is that there are going to be some folks out there, there always is, that's going to try and take advantage and slip something through.
Sure.
For the,
Of
for the
course,
wrong
it's
reason.
human
And
nature.
again,
Yeah.
it goes back to your point that you made really, really well a couple of times, is that the so-called the screening process, the application
They're going to be
process,
strict, Johnny Rocket, I think, with their
that's
screening
really
process.
important, because I'm still on that parent issue.
I agree.
I'm more worried about, not worried about, the parents have got to play an absolutely engaged, committed role here.
I'm on that bandwagon right
And,
there with you, Johnny.
You know, the students are students.
That's
They're
right.
going
Oh,
to
yeah.
have their own challenges as students, but those parents have got to be fully committed to this.
Very much
And again, I heard you say a couple of times during the vetting process, that will be covered adequately.
Absolutely. Just want to make a couple of quick points. One is that our cap is 250 students, which is about 10% of all our high school students. So at the very most, we'll be taking that many, and it may well be fewer students than that. The other thing, just as we're talking about lots of things for parents to consider, during the break, my 11th grader texted me and said, "What about the arts?" She's an art student at Bryant High School.
Oh, good point.
And so I think that is important for families to consider things like that. We will not be open to letting students go back onto campus for elective classes. We'll give them access to elective classes, and we will facilitate those for them. But people do need to keep in mind that your core classes are going to be great and covered, but we're not going to send you back on campus for some of those types, even though you're allowed to take them. So just
Ouch.
think
So you
through everything.
Yeah,
carefully
As you consider.
carefully consider. But I would
that's
like
for
to
another
know.
conversation, isn't it?
So, say I'm the parent of a city school, high school student, 9th through 12th grade. For next year, Dr.
Right.
Maxey, how do I go about applying for this?
That's a great question. If you go to our website, it's prominently featured there. The application is open. One tiny thing that we haven't said out loud yet is
Okay.
anyone who resides within the city is welcome to apply. You don't you don't have to be a current student of the district
We have to. It's
to
the
apply.
parent of the student that
Parent of the
applies,
student.
not the student.
Correct. If you're not a current student, we
Right.
will expect you to enroll with the district, but it's not restricted to current students.
Okay,
Right. Say that again, Dr. Maxey. I'm sorry. It's not restricted to current students,
That's correct.
that's right.
but okay.
if
You just live. Okay,
John,
I get it.
Earlier
You just
you
live
mentioned
here in the city.
homeschooling.
Yeah.
If
I got
the
it.
reason you're a homeschool
I
student
see what you're
is
saying, yeah.
an in-person issue, maybe this is an
And you
option for
haven't
you.
had access to virtual
That's right.
learning before, so
Very, very, very
that-
good
That's a
point.
really plus. And another conversation, we want to have you back soon
Yes.
as you move through this. I think we do need to get into the elective. We didn't talk much about
Sure.
that. That's an important issue for a lot of students and
Absolutely.
parents. So unfortunately, we're running out of time. So
What a great conversation.
we gotta have
Time
Andrew,
flies when you're
gotta
having
have
fun.
Andrew back.
Thank
Very
you so much for
interesting.
the opportunity.
Yes,
I really
thank
enjoyed
you
it.
for
We got to get
coming.
you back after applications
Absolutely.
close
Sounds great.
and see where we are.
Would love to do it.
We'll get you scheduled.
You
to
know,
do
he's
that.
really an expert if he's got an 11th grade student.
He ain't just walking the walk.
He ain't just walking.
Talking the walk.
He's
whatever it
being
is he's doing.
kept on his toes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Dr. Maxey, you're going to listen to us tomorrow. We're going to have as our guest Adam Miller, the managing director of Theater
Always
Tuscaloosa.
fun. Always fun.
And you know, I'm considering dusting off my tap shoes. Did you know that I removed all 4 pairs of my dance shoes out of my car?
What's going on with that?
I had to because I was driving on a family trip to Chattanooga. Well,
got you.
excuse me, Saudi Daisy, Tennessee.
Saudi Daisy,
for
Tennessee.
Thanksgiving. Had to make all the room.
That's right.
And the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and my mom packed. So anyway,
But anyway,
y'all, I have run us completely out of time. I'm going to close this out, but don't forget to spay or neuter your furry friends. Keep those tails wagging with up-to-date vaccinations. This is Lisa Jones signing off for the Noon Show. But before we go, I'd like to wish everyone a splendiferous rest of their day. See you on the radio tomorrow. Boom. I had seconds to spare.